Hi, happy Thursday. I'm just so glad that tomorrow is Friday and the week is coming to a close. So, today I just wanted to come on and discuss some price points that I'm going to be taking into consideration when I come to um, a final price for this first kit that I want to sell. Um, I made so many kits before I ventured out to make this decision to sell a kit. I have given some kits to people as well, so I have my work out there, and hopefully, people are being honest when they're talking to me about my work. Um, so I want to start off by saying I'm only selling authentic kits with COAs, painted by hand by myself. Um, I would say anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks is how long it takes me to complete a kit for whatever the reasons are. Um, and you can get the doll with or without a box opening. Now, we know that if you don't get a box opening, the price is going to be cheaper. It should be if you don't get a full box opening, or some people do two different types of box openings, and I know I'm going to offer two different types with two different prices for the box opening part. Other than that, you usually get your doll, the COA, and usually an artist is going to like give you some nice colorful tissue paper and stuff and make the box look pretty and smell good. But outside of that, if you want additional items like, an undershirt, pajamas, a lovey, pacifier clip, photo albums, those type of things, those things the artists usually charge for, Pampers, etc., etc. And I'm going to offer two different box openings. Of course, the more pricier one is going to have more items in it, and the cheaper one is going to have less items in it, of course, right? So the one thing that I'm going to include in my price is the cost of the blank kit and the dose weight body, because a lot of times, depending on which site you're on, they don't come together. You buy them separate. And so, for example, the kit that I'm working on now, her kit on Bountiful Baby, and you can look it up yourself, bountifulbaby.com. Her kit itself is about $50, and it might be a little bit more with that when you add the tax, but it's about $48.95 or something like that. And then the dose weight body is like $18 or $19 or something like that, but by the time you add on tax, you might as well round it off to $20, right? So right there, that's $70 just for the kit and the dose weight body, right? And then you haven't calculated the shipping and all that comes with that. So then the hair price, I pay like $75 for a bundle of hair from the hair representative. And how I usually think about it is, if I get a bundle of hair and my hair costs me up front $75 to buy, and I use a third of the hair, I'm going to charge you $25 for hair. Now, the rooting can take anywhere from 3 to 4 days or more, depending on the size of the kit and what style you're trying to root. My rooting is not perfect, but I think $50 for a head to root a head is reasonable, because I am doing it by hand, and I'm not mono rooting. I know I'm not there yet, and my rooting, it's not horrible, but it's not at a high quality level yet. But I think $50 a head for how my babies come out, and this is one of my babies, and I did her hair and everything, I would charge like $50 a head. And this is one of my older babies that I made, but I got a couple of babies coming out. And if you follow me on Instagram at Pumpkin Corner Nursery, you can see the progress in my work and how Hopefully people are being honest with me that my work really is improving. So I think my work is improving. I'm proud of it. And I'm proud to also say that I have more kits in my collection that I made myself than I have that I bought from other artists. So I wouldn't be selling kits or babies to people, and I'm not proud of my own work and asking you to pay for something that I wouldn't own. I own kits that I made myself in my collection, and I post them. I'm proud of my work. This is my Chloe, and I made Chloe. No, she's not perfect, but she was a turning point for me. And I think she is cute though. All right, so I'm gonna keep going. I'm also going to take into consideration the money that I'm spending on supplies. So glass beads by themselves is like $45 a box, plus shipping and handling. We ain't even talking about paint brushes, cosmetic wedges, glue for the head, blenders, makeup brushes, alcohol, because you use alcohol to clean the kit, the Dawn dish liquid to clean the kit. All that stuff costs, right? So I'm just saying, no, I'm not using that whole bottle, but if I do a summation of the supplies, easily, I'm not even charging for all the supplies. If I did the entire list of supplies that I usually have to replenish for each kit, it's over $100. But I think $100 towards supplies is a reasonable amount of money. Because I'm not even really charging for the amount of money that I spend on supplies to make a baby, a finished baby. But like I said, glass beads by itself, a box of glass beads by itself is $43, $45 by itself. We ain't talking about all of the rest of the supplies. And a lot of these supplies, when you use them, you need to get rid of them after the end of the project, or because the next baby, you want that baby to be pristine too. You don't want, old paint brushes, paint chips coming off, getting stuck on your kit and all that stuff. You throw that stuff away. And then when you use paint brushes and you're using the glue inside the head, you can't use that on a doll again. So it's a lot of things that you need to replace, you need to replenish. So I think money towards supplies is good to include into the fee of the doll. And then the painting with realism by hand. No, like I said, my work is not top of the line, but I'm getting there. So I'm going to have a part of the price is a price in a doll is the time that it took me to paint it and the realism that I add into it. And of course, like I said before, if you don't get a box open, of course it's going to be cheaper if you decide not to get a box opening because you don't want to pay a certain amount. But then when I go to the post office, and I can speak to this because I have mailed off dolls to clients as far as Atlanta, Virginia, outside of Maryland where I live. I've also hand delivered dolls where I didn't have to pay a shipping fee. And I didn't charge the client anything for the hand delivering. But when I go to the post office, and I save all my receipts so I can remember, what I spent the last time. I have a whole portfolio where I save receipts and everything. So I can go back and tell you like about how much ground shipping costs. And it got to the clients fine. Nobody complained that their doll was messed up or that their stuff was all bust open and everything. And from what I could see on the videos that they sent me and posted, they like their box openings. But when you go to the post office, they do the length times the width times the height of the box plus how much it weighs. So if you got a baby in there and the baby is nicely weighted, and then you have all of the box opening supplies and everything is nicely wrapped, and the time is taken with the care to put into it, yeah, I'm charging for the shipping and everything. Now, if it's a boo-boo, I will work it out with the client of what they would, of course, I would take off whatever is agreeable to the client and sell it as a boo-boo baby if that's what it comes down to. My clients will tell you in previous times, I do text messages, I send them proofs, I do video like FaceTime with them and show them their baby. My transparency is very strong. If I mess up and there's a boo-boo with the baby, I disclose that to the client immediately. And a lot of times my clients would say, "Oh no, that's not a boo-boo. That looks fine." Or, you know, when they got the baby, I've never had a client to call me and say that they were very discouraged by what I made. They also didn't pay for it. But I'm hoping that I'm dealing with people of integrity and that they would say to me, you know, girl, you really need to work on this a little bit more. You're not ready yet. Not just in my comment section or, you know, on these platforms telling me that my work is improving and it's not. So, but yeah, if I mess up, I'm going to work it out with the client and I'll, you know, definitely give a discount. My name would be mud if I didn't. And, you know, I definitely stand by my work. Like I said before, I own work in my own collection. And several of my dolls, I made them myself. So I stand by my work and I'm proud of my work. And what I did say is, my doll won't be priced over $500. I don't know what I'm going to price the doll as. I think it's too premature to price a doll at this stage. I'm not finished the doll. The doll is not put together. I haven't varnished it. It doesn't have hair. It, you know, I may move forward and decide I'm not selling the doll depending on how it turns out. But for right now, I intend to move forward with trying to price and sell that doll at some point. But those are the things that I'm taking into consideration when I price a doll. And I think that, you know, it's not just about a doll. It's about the work, the skill, the supplies, the time, the additional things that the artist puts in there to personalize that baby for you. You know, if you want a box opening, all of those things cost. And the artist needs to replenish so that she can be compensated for all of those things. So that's all I have to say about pricing and pricing points for myself and for Pumpkin Corner Nursery. But anyway, I'm going to be working on I'm going to finish up Adelaide. I need to start, and I'm so nervous. I am so nervous. I am about to try to varnish Adelaide for the first time. Yesterday, I started creasing on Layla, the real-born Layla asleep. I started creasing her, and I feel like the creasing really enhanced her looks. I'm not done painting her yet. I think I'm gonna go in with some more paint, and I did a little different to the paint. So I'm gonna go in with some more paint on Layla asleep. But I'm gonna take it, you know, one day at a time. That's all I can do. But I'm really, really excited about my Adelaide kit. Layla asleep, she like in the middle. She in the middle. I don't know. She coming together. She getting there. But the Adelaide kit, short of giving her some skin texture and doing the rooting of her hair, I'm just about finished Adelaide, and I just love that kit, how she came out. I think she came out really, really cute. So I just wanted to stop by and share some things that I'm taking into consideration as I price my baby that I'm about to sell for the first time. like I said, I haven't come up with a price yet. I don't know what the price is going to be. And it's going to depend on how the baby comes out when I'm done. And where this leads to. I may come back on and say, you know what, y'all, it didn't come out like I wanted to, and I'm not selling it. I might do that. Or I might say, you know what, this baby is ready to sell, and this is the price that I came out with, and this is why, and here are your options. I might say, you know, hey, if you don't want a box opening, it's this price. If you want the $50 box opening, it's this price. If you want the $100 box opening, it's that price. And then give the 3 prices out there and offer a layaway plan and say, hey, you know, get in touch with me if you're interested. But yeah, these are the things as a new artist, a new up and coming, beginning, reborn artist that I'm considering. What I paid for the kit and the body, the hair, the rooting, the painting, the supplies, shipping and handling, and it might have been one more thing. Oh yeah, and the box opening. And you know, it's no box opening, a $50 box opening, and a $100 box opening, whichever one you want to spend. Now, all of those things added up, it's gonna cost, right? It's not just a doll. It's a doll that somebody made by hand. It's a doll that somebody bought and you know, put all of that into. And while no one asked us to do this, it is something that I'm doing. And I have definitely been able to get my work out in the streets without charging a dime. So I'm proud of that perspective, that I was able to come to the table and show people that I am a caring individual, and it's not about the money. Like, it's not all about the money. So twice a year I am going to be doing a giveaway, and I'm going to talk about that more. I'm trying to come out of where I was before. So before, I was giving the dolls to clients who fit a certain criteria that I had set, and I don't want to give out that criteria because that's the client's personal business if they want to share why they got their doll. I always told my clients if they didn't want to share that they got a doll from me, they didn't have to. But some of those clients got their dolls, they made videos, they gave me a shout out, and I'm appreciative of all of that. But now I'm going to do it more in the form of a giveaway. I think that's more easier based on my schedule and things that I have going on in my life right now. Sometimes you have to change the dynamics, and I really wanted to more so make the dolls for organizations, but those organizations must have certain, you know, rules and standards where they can't accept things of that nature. So I don't know, but anyway, I moved on from that, and now I'm going to do a giveaway, and I'll be giving more information about those opportunities. But the next giveaway opening, it won't be till August of 2026. The February is already taken, and I'll talk about that more when I get closer to August of 2026. But for now, 4 times a year, quarterly, because that's what I can afford to offer. That's how much of my time I can afford to give up. And in addition to that, I'm also making kits for myself. So I don't want to overwhelm myself. I don't want to overtax myself. And like I said, I'm trying to have fun and enjoy the hobby and have a good time. So I don't want to be overtaxed and overwhelmed. But for November, that's the kit that I'm going to sell. And then 3 months from there would be the February. But like I said, that February slot is already gone to someone who is a big time supporter of mine on Facebook. And I really appreciate her for all of her support. And she really has you know, cheered me on, like in the developing stages of when I became a reborn artist. And she just been hanging tight with me, and so I appreciate that. And yeah, so that's that for that. And then what is it, May will be the next time when I'll be selling. And then 3 months from May, I'll be doing the giveaway again for August 2026. Yep. So 4 times a year is 2 sales, 2 giveaways, 2 sales, 2 giveaways. That's what I'm doing right now. So I'll give more details out towards the giveaway. I'm going to structure the giveaway a little bit more for August and open it up a little bit. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. But I'll give out more details later as time moves on. But like I said, for me, it's not, you know, all about money, but I don't want to make a doll that it costs me several $100s to make and then give it away for $150. And it depends on how it comes out. If the skill work is not worth that, then I have to take accountability for how the baby came out and say, oh, you know, nope, I'm gonna give it away for $180 or $200 or however much it costs. You know, it depends on the skill set and the feedback that I'm getting back. You know, if the feedback is, you know, this is looking great, yeah, I'm gonna price it great. Not like overpricing, because I don't believe in ripping people off either. That's not good. That's not responsible. But anyway, I just wanted to come on and share my price points and what I am going to be considering when I do a final pricing of a doll. And of course, you are welcome to comment your ideas and your opinions. I'm fine with that. But anyway, I just wanted to share those thoughts. It was going through my mind, and that's that. But anyway, I will come back later. Hopefully the next time I come back, I'm going to do the Fresh Face Friday hosted by Lynn at My Bella Blessing. I'm going to do the Fresh Face Friday video for one of my reveals. Maybe in a week or so, or a couple weeks. It depends on how long it takes me to get down this skin texture, learn how to do this skin texture. And I'm gonna be taking my time and lightly doing it because I don't want to mess my baby up. I think my baby came out so cute, and I don't want to mess him or her up. And I still gotta root eyelashes, and I still gotta root the hair, so I got a long way to go on Adelaide. And then Layla asleep. I'm not even finished painting her. All I did was just start a little bit of creasing yesterday. So I have a long way to go on both of these projects. But anyway, love you guys and have a great rest of your weekend. Bye now.